All right, here's a sheet of paper I have notes, and I'm going to talk about is the exponential and radical form. Okay. Okay. All right. First one to go over as far as what radical form is. So let's say that I have here radical x c and the n. Okay. The x we'll call is the base. The c is the exponent, and the n is the radicand. Okay. So if I'm going to change, this is right here now, this is in what we call radical form. So this is radical form. Okay. And it's radical form whenever you see this symbol here. Okay. This is what it's called a radical. Okay. When I want to change it into exponential form, all we do is take the base and put the exponent over the radicand. So we the c over the n. Okay. And then this is what we call exponential form. Okay. So just another quick example. All right, so if I had, say, radical, let's say, 5 to the third, okay? And I want you to change that into exponential form. Again, we have the base, this 5. We put the power over the radicand. But now, anytime you do not see a number here, okay? Some of y'all say, well, there's no number right there. If you don't see a number, that number is a 2, okay? All right? Just like when we have a variable, the coefficient is a 1 if you don't see a number. But when you see a radical, if you don't see the number, there it's a 2. That's why when you talk about square root, okay, that number is actually a 2. So the answer here will really be 3 over 2. Okay. Okay, now if we had it where we went the other way, say I have y to the 3/4 power, okay, and I want you to write it in radical form. Okay, so we got our radical. We still have our base, but remember it's the exponent over the radicand, so that means the 4 would be here. This would be to the 3rd power. Okay, so you should be able to go back and forth between the two. One of the problems that you have in your delta math where you have to simplify. Okay, when you simplify radical, okay, when things are not a perfect square, you have to simplify it, because if it's not a perfect square, you end up with a decimal. Okay, so here we have square root of 80. Okay, so again, to simplify this, we got to find out what perfect square will divide into 80. That's why it's so important that you know your perfect squares. Okay, we went over those before. Knowing your perfect squares will help you a lot in this. Okay, so now to do that for the square root of 80, as we look in here, I'll show you first here how it works. All right. Okay, so you're looking to find your perfect squares. So you got 64, 49, 36, 25. None of those divide in there evenly, but 16 does. Okay, so that means 16 is a perfect square that goes into 80. All right, so see how here 16 goes into 80 evenly. So you can break that down into 16 times 5. So 80, okay, I'll break it down into 16 times 5. Okay. Now, since 16 is a perfect square, because we know what times itself gives you 16 would be 4. So when I take the square root of 16, that turns into the 4. You see how we had a 4 on the outside. And the number that is not the perfect square stays on the inside. So your final answer would be 4 radical 5. Okay, so now we will be going over some more things throughout the week. That's why it's so important that you in class so that you know how to go over things. We're going to try and finish this section and have the test before the quarter ends. Quarter ends on the 12th of March. Okay, so if you need help, you can sign up for office hours between 2 and 3 o'clock. That's only from Tuesday to Friday. Okay, because I'll be in class any other times. All right, but again, let's get things done. Pay attention to those due dates. Again, we got you. All right. So good luck. Let's get it done.